Qul, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, declare. There is another ayah. Sadaq Allah. Allah spoke the truth. فَاتَّبِعُوا مِلَّةَ إِبْرَاهِيمَ حَنِيفًا. You follow the religion of Ibrahim. Again, Hanif is there. So, it looks like me and you are so lucky that we have been created in or within the followers of Ibrahim alayhi salam, about who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that he was most inclined to something which is absolute truth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loved the habit of Ibrahim when he completely surrendered himself. So this actual submission that me and you hear now, a Muslim is the one who submits, came from Ibrahim alayhi salam. Let me just tell you something interesting. Islam or Muslim came from the word silm. Silm means peace. It means we are, as Muslims, we are peaceful, established, Quranic fact. Muslim also came from the word aslama, which means to submit, to obey, to surrender. Now these two are combined. We are peaceful and we submit. And we surrender and we submit because we're peaceful. So what is the way that we can, and this is something, during the dawah activities, all these other nations and communities, we need to highlight that and the reasons for it. Why? Because this nature of peace and nature of obedience is a default combination for the one who is called a Muslim. And this came from Sayyidina Ibrahim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, O Ibrahim, if you would like to show me your true desire of submission, then surrender to my will. He commanded him. So he did not argue. إِذْ قَالَ لَهُ رَبُّهُ أَسْلِمْ. When his Lord told him, submit. So he said, قَالَ أَسْلَمْتُ لِرَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. He said, Oh Allah, I surrender myself. You are Lord, and I am servant. So I think from the conceptual perspective, we need to educate this concept that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Lord, and we always submit. One of the quick examples, Salah reflects that. Salah has the congregational prayer, has two components. One is called Imam, who's in the front, who leads. All the rest of them are Ma'mum or Ma'mumin. They're the followers. That's why Salah's manner is, and some people they make a little mistake in it. We always follow. We don't do the action with the Imam. That's wrong. Some people, when they say Imam says Assalamu alaikum, they quickly say Assalamu alaikum. This is wrong. This is against manners. Because we are followers. We have to complete our action after the Imam. When he said Allahu Akbar and he goes to ruku', then we said Allahu Akbar after that. Otherwise, following is not complete. So that's a conceptual perspective. And that teaches us discipline. We're disciplined care. We're disciplined people because we follow. Okay. Ibrahim alayhi salam is known to have introduced concept of lordship. Yani he established to his people, he actually said, you don't know who Lord is. I will tell you that if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characteristics and powers and qualities possess, then that is Lord. He said the first thing a Lord must possess is what? Right to create, right to originate. So a false deity like a stone, like an idol, cannot create. So he can't be Lord. الَّذِي خَلَقَنِي فَهُوَ يَهْدِينِ. The one who created me, has the power to guide me. So that rock cannot create, so he can't guide. This is a statement based also on reason. Ibrahim a.s. has a beautiful quality. So long he did that, he did not insult anybody. He proved the point always based on reason and logic. He said the next one, a Lord has to have right to provide risk. Any deity, be it a rock, a stone, a tree, sun, moon, whatever thing people worship, if it cannot provide sustenance to his servant, he cannot be Lord. وَالَّذِي هُوَ يُطْعِمُنِي وَيَسْقِينِ. He is the one who gives me food and drink. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ تَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. Those that you are worshipping other than Allah, لَا يَمْلِكُونَ لَكُمْ رِزْقٍ. They cannot give you risk. فَابْتَغُوا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ الرِّزْقَ وَاشْكُرُوا لَهُ. All you need to do, seek sustenance from Allah, who is a true Lord, who has the authority and power to give you sustenance. These idols don't. And he said, right to cause sickness and cure, and power to cure. A false deity cannot possess, or they don't. وَإِذَا مَرِضْتُ فَهُوَ يَشْفِينِ. When I become sick, Allah is the one who cures me. The concept of lordship, he said, he must have right to give life and death. The one who cannot make people die and cannot bring people to life cannot be a true Lord. وَالَّذِي يُمِيتُنِي ثُمَّ يُحْيِينِ. He's the one who gives me life, who gives me death, and bring me back to life. A Lord must have the right to see, to hear at all times. And those false deities who are made of stones and rocks, who needed external assistance to be even moved from place to place, they can't avail things. That's why when Ibrahim was talking to his dad, he highlighted those two qualities. And subhanAllah, Ibrahim's daddy was a staunch supporter of idols. He was a disbeliever, and he hated anyone whoever says bad to his idols. So when he talks to him, he addressed him with so much honor. A believer is talking to a non-believer. That non-believer happened to be his real father. So that was not the certification or the excuse on the part of Ibrahim a.s. to say whatever he wants to say because he's father. So he addressed him. He didn't say Ya Abi. In the Arabic language, when you say Ya Abi, means oh my father. But when you say Ya Abati, it also means oh my father. But Ya Abati means father, I love you. You're very close to my heart. I care for you. So he said Ya Abati. Again, he brought reason. Lima ta'budu, why are you worshipping? Ma la yasma'u, something that doesn't listen. Wa la yubsiru, something that don't see. Wa la yughni anka shay'a, and cannot avail you in anything. That's sound useless. That does not mean anything. That does not have any sense to worship someone who doesn't even see and hear. And he said, Lord must have the right to cause harm and benefit at the same time, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Ibrahim alayhi salam was a beautiful educator who in his time educated every single one from a simple perspective. I needed his best effort to convince them to understand the concept of lordship. قَالَ هَلْ يَسْمَعُونَكُمْ إِذْ تَدْعُونَ. He said, put your brain, think. Do they listen to you when you call them? You think they're lords and you're worshipping them? If I need Allah, I call my Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He responds. And He takes care of my needs. But then when you call this, هَلْ يَسْمَعُونَكُمْ, do they listen to you? إِسْتَدْعُونَ, when you call them? أَوْ يَنْفَعُونَكُمْ أَوْ يَضُرُّونَ, do they cause you any benefit, any harm? No. After that, what I like about how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described Ibrahim's character qualities. This is where I should say that as a community and as a family and then as a father and mother, we need to understand those small qualities so that we can sit with our children and we tell them, look, these qualities are Ibrahim's qualities. Allah loved those qualities. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala appreciated and recognized, made them part of the Quran until the day of judgment. So if we try to copy that or mimic or imitate and have them as habits, then there will be a complete 90-degree change. وَاذْكُرْ فِي الْكِتَابِ مَرْيَمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ صِدِّيقًا نَبِيًّا. Muhammad mentioned in the book about Ibrahim, he was Nabi and he was Siddiq. Now Siddiq is a higher level than Sadiq. Sadiq means any truthful person. And Siddiq is much higher. Abu Bakr was titled as a Siddiq. So truthful in my agreements and covenants and treatments and dealings. First of all, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then truthfulness in a much larger and broader perspective. Truthfulness in speech. Truthfulness in action. Truthfulness in thinking. In mindset. In dealing. In relationship. In treatment. In desires, in temptations. A Siddiq's level is the beautiful model, is exactly what Abu Bakr Siddiq presented. If you take just one example, that tells what Siddiq is. When Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam came from Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, and he narrated his whole thing, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took him from his house to Bayt al-Maqdis, and from there to the heavens. And he met and he saw what he saw. And then he came back and he rode on Al-Buraq. And as we know that when it was so quick that when he came back, his bed was still warm and the handle was still ringing. Mu'jiza from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everyone rejected. Everyone mocked. As-Siddiq said, "O Muhammad, if you are saying this, you're true. So reasons and my personal thinking and my opinion is completely out." That's why they said Iman and belief does not have no room for reason. No matter how we think, this is another topic that someday inshallah we'll talk about, how we see, like for example the concept of al-ghayb, or the unseen. So he was Siddiq. So at least we can copy that, we can speak the truth. We can tell them, our children, that what happens when you become Sadiq. And Rasul said in a hadith, close meaning of it, is that the person keeps on speaking the truth حَتَّى يُكْتَبَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ صِدِّيقًا, until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows his patterns and habits. And he says, oh, this one is a truthful person. And the same applies to the one who lies all the time. He keeps on lying and lying. Lying for fun, lying for jokes. So that's completely opposite of sidq. Ibrahim alayhi salam's status was so high that although he was an individual, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, O Ibrahim, you are a one person, but you are equal to a community. You're so heavy. Inna Ibrahim kana ummatan. Ibrahim was like